Welcome to week number 2 of the DAFL. We are live from Romanian Stadium in Bucharest, where the Bucharest Titans are ready to take on the Sofia Bears. Titans coming after a 14-0 win against the Bucharest Rebels. That was an upset in the first week of the season. Their first ever official win in the history of the team, while the Sofia Bears were dismantled at home by the Bucharest Wild Boars. 54-6 was the score 2 weeks ago in the capital of Bulgaria. The game was delayed for about 30 minutes, but we are now just moments away from the kickoff, as the Sofia Bears are ready to receive the football. So the kickoff will be taken by the Bucharest Titans. Chad Turner ready to kick this ball away. Week number 2 of the DAFL. My name is Cosmin Petrescu. I'm happy to be with you, and I'm going to be your host for this game that will kick off in just 1 second. And we are underway for week number 2 of the DAFL with a ball that is high in the air, and that's going to be a touchback. Good kick here for Chad Turner, and the Bucharest Titans are going to take the field with the defense. A defense that was stellar last week against the Bucharest Rebels, not allowing any point and making the things very difficult for the fellows here in the capital of Romania. Meanwhile, the Sofia Bears had all kind of problems against the Bucharest Wild Boars, scoring only 6 points and allowing 54, like I mentioned before. But this is a different game right here. Sofia Bears starting with Christian Chan as the quarterback. Almost 20 years of experience for the QB here. And he's going to start from the shotgun. Now moves behind the center. That was a man in motion. It was Georgiev. The first pass straight into the hands of Emil Goryanov. And that's going to be good for around 7 yards. First pass, first catch. So Emil Goryanov starting right from the gate through the air after the pass made by Christian Chan. Second and 4 coming up for the Bears. This time 2 receivers on the right side. One is lined up on the left side of the field. Once again behind the center. This time the ball stays on the ground, and the defense for the Titans is right on cue with this one. That's a loss of 1 here for the Sofia Bears. So third down coming up. Already facing a tough situation right here. Milenkov lining as the farthest receiver from Chan, who's starting from the pistol right now. He's going to keep it through the air under pressure. Chan, that's a long pass, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver, Christian Milenkov, had a chance there. That was not the best coverage for the Titans defense, but right in the vicinity was Theodor Atohe, who made it difficult here for Milenkov. And with the 4th and 5 coming up, the decision for the Sofia Bears is to punt it away. It looks like they're going to kick that ball high up into the air in order to give the Bucharest Titans a tougher spot on the field. Chad Turner waits for the return. Ivan Kalpushkov will act as the punter here on this 4th and 5 for the Bears. Kapulkov, that was almost blocked, and gets a friendly bounce. In the end, that's a good punt for the Sofia Bears. It looked like Almost a disaster when we started, but after escaping the block, the ball rolls in the favor of the Bears, and the Titans are going to have it from around their own 25. Compared to last week when the Bucharest Titans were playing on the Steaua rugby field in Bucharest, and after a week of heavy rain in Bucharest, it was very difficult to keep the balance, first of all, adjusting the cleats becoming one of the most important things. Right now, we have a perfect weather, especially in a Saturday afternoon, where the Titans are starting from their own 25. This is Armstrong, puts it down on the sideline, and Bigo Mustafa almost got that. It's going to be incomplete. Mustafa well covered here by Larry Williams. And Williams was able to force Mustafa not to grab that football. Mustafa having the height advantage here in this matchup against Larry Williams, but Williams acted like a Velcro right here, staying next to the wide receiver of the Bucharest Titans, who got a touchdown last week against the Rebels. He was the one who opened the score in week number 1 of the DLF, week number 1 that was played 2 weeks ago, to be precise. 2nd and 10, this time the ball stays on the ground, and that's gonna be good for a nice gap here for the Bucharest Titans. Around 6 on that play. So 3rd and 4 coming up after the good run by Henry Osei, the guy from Ghana, gaining 6 yards on last play. This time from the shotgun, Armstead puts it down the sideline, and it is caught for a first down by Bigo Mustafa, and the chains are moving right here. Good for around 6. Bigo Mustafa with the first catch. And that's also a penalty against the Bears, so a penalty that will add 15 yards for the Bucharest Titans if it stays. They're still talking about what is happening here, but they're gonna stay with the initial marker. Vlad Rus is the head referee for this game. Just made the announcement. Now from the shotgun, Sam Armstead under a lot of trouble. Throws as he moves, and that's caught by Chad Turner. That's a great throw by Sam Armstead, and Chad Turner right on the money. About 9 yards here for Turner. 2nd and 1 coming up. So everybody's expecting a run right here, but the Titans can come up with some improv, and this is exactly what Armstrong is doing, putting the ball down low, and it is caught! What a catch by Nicolas Kalimaki! That wasn't the perfect throw from Sam Armstead, but Kalimaki was able to bend and not let that football touch the ground. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 after a gain of over 30 for the Titans. Offense already in rhythm for the Titans at the start of this game. First time in the red zone right here, starting from the opposing 17. Armstead once again with good protection in the end zone, and it is caught right for the first touchdown. Bigo Mustafa, the one who opened the score last week against the Rebels, did it again, and the Titans are celebrating. That's a 6-0 in favor of the Bucharest Titans after a 17-yard pass from Sam Armstead to Bigo Mustafa. And probably they're going to go for 2 here, as we are used with the American football in Romania. Very rarely they're trying to kick the football, so usually after a touchdown they are going for the 2-point conversion. The ball placed on the 2-yard line. It stays on the ground this time, and that will not go. The hole was filled by the Sofia Bears defense. A great tackle there by Alexander Kenanov. No, my bad, that was Stefan Stameno who made the tackle. And it stays 6-zip in favor of Bucharest Titans. So 6-0 after a 17-yard pass from Sam Armstead to Bigo Mustafa. Titans starting this game very well after stopping the Sofia Bears of advancing in their own field and then taking the football from their own 25. That was a 75-yard drive that ended with a touchdown. Unfortunately for the Bucharest Titans, the 2-point conversion was not good. Chad Turner ready for another kickoff. The ball is once again very well placed, but this time will be returned by Goryanov. Goryanov trying to split the tackles, that's no chance, and he is stopped at the 25-yard line. Good return in the end for Goryanov, a decent one, and coming back on the field is Christian Chan, the quarterback for the Sofia Rebels. One completed pass so far in this game. And then the drive stalled on the first drive for the visiting team. Just like I mentioned during the first week of the season, this is a brand new league, the Danube American Football League, formed in 2026 with 2 teams from Romania, Titans and Rebels, both from Bucharest, the Sofia Bears from Bulgaria, and the Kragujevac Wild Boars from Serbia. 1st and 10. This is a lot of time for Chan, but it is incomplete. Was trying to send it to Emo Goryanov. Great covering of the secondary for the Bucharest Titans, not letting anyone to get open. And even though Christian Chan had a ton of time in the pocket, he was not able to find anybody for at least a minimum gain. So 2nd and 10. Now the snap is a little bit high. This is a pass in the middle And it is incomplete after a great tackle, a great hit by Mustafa, who is working double shift right here after scoring the touchdown in the secondary, putting the hit right on time, but looks like this is an injury for Emil Goryanov. He needs medical attention right down the middle. That was a big hit, but it looked legal. It looked like Emil Goryanov already had a hand on a football, and then it was hit by Biga Mustafa. I have to mention that from where I'm standing right here, I don't have any replays, so all I've seen is what happened during real time. So right now there is Emil Goryanov, who's getting some medical attention, like I mentioned. So it might be a big loss for the Sofia Bears, losing one of the most experienced wide receivers in the game. Last week, the Bucharest Titans also had a big loss after a hit taken by Darwin Mayov. Darwin got injured badly, and he got 2 surgeries this week. We're wishing him well if he's watching the stream right here. We hope that Darwin is good and he's gonna have a fast recovery. So in the end, after a consultation between the referees, that's going to be called a late hit. So a 15-yard penalty for the Sofia Bears, while Emil Goryanov is limping, but at least he is walking on his own legs on the sideline right there. So that was considered a late hit here against the Titans, against Biga Mustafa. That's a 15-yard penalty. As I mentioned before, in real time, it looked clean. It looked like Biga Mustafa came up with the hit right at the moment when Goryanov had his hand on the football. So if only the tip of your finger are touching the football, you are free to hit the opponent. Nevertheless, after the penalty, great field position, but a bad snap here. Chan recovers the football. He is in all kind of troubles here, throws as he moves, and he had a wide open man, but he cannot catch the football. That came up pretty well for the Sofia Bears in the end. Rafael Benbasat was the intended receiver as they were trying to direct that football to the running back. It was a bailout here for Chan. But in the end, no gain, no yardage loss, just an incomplete pass. And the Sofia Bears are going to restart this drive with a 2nd and 10. Chan from the shotgun. Keeps the football, escapes the tackle, he puts it up in the air for a touchdown. It is incomplete, but they are asking for an interference down in the end zone, asking for a flag. It looks like Biga Mustafa this time was well covering his opponent. And it will stay as an incomplete pass, so 3rd and 10 coming up for the Sofia Bears. The ball on the Titans 34. Once again, we're having a talk here between the referees. But the game can resume. It still says 2nd down, even though it should be 3rd down here after the incomplete pass. Now they changed it, so everything is fine right now. That's a trick play for the Sofia Bears, handing the football to the second running back there. After the fake for Ben Bassat, the ball went into the hands of Shannon Pereira, and the Portuguese running back gains around 6. Probably they're going to play it right here, 4th down for the Sofia Bears. The Titans were stellar with the defense last week in this kind of situation, not allowing too many conversions for the Bucharest Rebels on 4th down. Now they need to defend 4 yards here in order to take back the football. This time only Shannon Pereira is behind Chan. He's starting from behind the center. Chan keeps the football, a bootleg here, throws on the sideline, and the Bucharest Titans are taking over on downs. Incomplete pass. They're going to get the football back from their own 34, for their own, from their own, their own 34. So, good field position here for the Bucharest Titans after another trademark play by the defense. A defense that is yet to allow any points during this season. They would love to keep it like that. So 6-0 the score. Titans again with the offense on the field. Armstead flips it up. This is another long pass, and it is almost into the hands of Chad Turner, but it's going to be incomplete. The pass was right on cue there for Turner, unable to secure that football. Sam Armstead looking better and better, play after play, gaining a lot of confidence after a rough start last week against the Rebels. But as I mentioned before, that was a very difficult field to play. It was raining all week long. It was slippery. Adjusting the cleats was probably more important than having accuracy in your throws. Armstead once again is going to look for a pass, and it is dropped again. Wide open down the right sideline was Katalin Dinu, but he cannot hold on to that football. And 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Titans. Back-to-back good passes from Armstead. Unfortunately for him, he was betrayed by his receivers. First Turner. Then Dinu dropping that football between his hands. Armstead. This time it gets out of the pocket. Armstead looking for some room. It has any. Great covering here by the Sofia Bears defense. Stefan Stamenov, the experienced linebacker, one of the most important guys in the Sofia Bears defense, making sure that Sam Armstead is not advancing for more than a few yards. That's a gain of 3, 4th down coming up. And the Bucharest Titans are going to punt the ball away. Nikolai Georgiev waits for that football as the returner for the Sofia Bears. So here comes the punt on a 4th and 7. That's a low snap. All kinds of problems here for Bigo Mustafa, who finally is able to put it very far away, and it goes out of bounds around the 9. Great bailout there by Mustafa. That could have been a huge setback for the Bucharest Titans, but even though the snap was low, Mustafa was able to run it on the right sideline and then kick it away, making that punt a very decent one. Well, it looks like I've been a little bit generous with the spot. The referees are saying that Sofia Bears are going to start from their own 16 right here. First and 10 for the Bears. Chan once again gets out of the pocket. The pass is complete. Shannon Pereira, but he is tackled right away by Silvio Lungu. The first tackle in the game for Lungu. A gain of around 3 for the Bears after the catch made by Shannon Pereira. Second down coming up. Pistol formation. The snap is up high and the rescue mission is a success. That's a fumble recovered by the Titans. And they're going to get the football back right next to the red zone. It's going to be called an interception in the end because the ball did not touch the ground, but it will stay for the Bucharest Titans. Stefan Kalinkov was right there on the money. The first turnover during this game, so the Titans gets the football back at the Bears 15. After the interception by Kalinikov, Armstead keeps it on the ground. That's a very good run by Henry Osse, who is chunking a lot of yardage right here in a very congested traffic. Around 7 yards on that first play, maybe 6, depends on the marker. Looks like that's going to be good for 7 yards in the end for Henry Osse. Second and 4 for the Titans. Last time they've been in the red zone, they scored a touchdown courtesy of Biga Mustafa. Armstead in the shotgun here. Another bootleg. Armstead looking for the end zone, and it is intercepted by the Bears. And now that can be returned at the 50, and he is brought down at the 40-yard line. Sam Armstead giving it back to the Sofia Bears right after the interception by Kalinikov, and this time the turnover for the Sofia Bears doesn't do any damage against the Bulgarian team. This is the first interception thrown today by Sam Armstead. Not happy with the placement of Nicolas Kalimaki. Fired up talk here on the sideline. The ball will be placed right at the 50. So that's a 50-yard return for the Sofia Bears after the pick. And now Henry Chan with great protection, long throw, incomplete. The intended receiver was Vesislav Kunev, but he was in the double coverage right there. It was a very difficult catch, especially with Biga Mustafa, who's creating a lot of mismatch for both defense and offense when he's on the field, because Mustafa is a tall guy, very athletic, He can defend the receivers. He can also be the wide receiver as one of the main targets for Sam Armstead. And Mustafa here not giving Sofia Bears any chance to gain any yardage. 2nd and 10. This time the ball stays on the ground, right down the middle, and pushed by the offensive line is Rafael Benbasat. The Bears are also asking for a penalty. No flags on the field. A gain of 6 for Benbasat. The Bears almost at the 40 of the Titans here, playing this 3rd and 4 with Chan behind the center. Once again with great protection, all kinds of time, and the pass is caught down the sideline. Great accuracy here for Chan. The reception made by number 30, who unfortunately is not on my roster here, so I have to apologize for not knowing the name of the receiver right here. I'm going to try to find it out during the halftime, but until then, I have to come back also with the decision, because they are saying he was out of bounds. So that's an incomplete pass. 4th down coming up. So incomplete pass because the receiver stepped out of bounds before the catch, and now in traffic, running the football. This is Chan getting the 1st down, working with his legs, and a big hit at the end. A lot of bodies spoiled on the field right here. Looks like 2 guys from the Bucharest Titans took the worst of it after a play where Christian Chan fooled the defense of the Titans. Everybody expected a pass on a 4th and 4, and Chan has said, you know what, I'm going to keep it and I'm going to run it. So this is the 2nd injury during this game after the one for the Sofia Bears, when Emil Goryanov needed medical attention at the start of the game. Now there's a problem for a Bucharest Titans player. Like I mentioned last week, this is not an easy sport to practice, so injuries are very often part of the game, and it was Bigo Mustafa who's right back on his feet and getting a big round of applause from his teammates and from the fans of the Bucharest Titans here in the capital city of Romania. And Bigo Mustafa gonna stay on the field, so looks like they give him a green light. But he needs to be substituted at least for 1 play after getting medical attention. So checking into the game is Henry Ossie. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Chan keeps it on the ground. This is Pereira trying to avoid the tackle, and with the extra effort, he's getting around 6 yards on that play. Good start for this set of downs for the Sofia Bears, keeping the ball on the ground and gaining around 6 with the Portuguese player Shannon Pereira. And that's the end of the 1st quarter. 6-0 the score in favor of the Bucharest Titans. So they're going to switch sides, and the game will resume momentarily. Until then, don't forget to subscribe on the DAFL YouTube channel. Right here you can find all the games live. As I mentioned, tomorrow the game between the Bucharest Rebels and the Craiova Wild Boars is going to be also played here in Bucharest. That was supposed to be played in Serbia, but after the two teams managed to come to a settlement, they decided to play this game here in Bucharest, and the second leg will take place in Craiova. So the Wild Boars, winners of the first week 54-6 in Sofia, are playing again away from home in week number 2 of the 2026 season, the first ever season of the Danube American Football League. That game will be also broadcasted live here on our YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow the action live tomorrow. Now the 2nd and 4 for the Bears, nowhere to go. This time Pereira is tackled right on the line of scrimmage. Alexandru Lepădatu is the one who made the tackle right here, so Lepădatu keeping Pereira for no gain. 3rd and 4 coming up. We are right at the start of the second quarter, only one play in this second act of the game. And that's also a penalty against the Titans. A penalty that will give the Bears a 15-yard gain out of nothing. So the ball will be placed very close to the goal line. And the Bears are knocking on the door right here. 1st and goal from the 4. So after the penalty, Christian Chan with great field possession, 1st and goal. Once again a bootleg, scanning the end zone and throws another pick. But it is dropped in the end, so that's not going to be an interception, only an incomplete pass. That's a huge break here for Chan, who almost got picked 2nd time during this game, but the Sofia Bears can regroup right here and they can continue this promising drive. Second and goal. From the 4, the ball stays on the ground. They are trying to push it with the running back, and Rafael Benvasat gets almost at the goal line. But that's going to be good for only about 2 yards. So after the 2-yard gain, 3rd and goal coming up for the Sofia Bears. As I was mentioning, during the first quarter, the Bucharest Titans defense was stellar during the first week against the Bucharest Rebels, not allowing any point. And in this kind of situation, they almost prevailed. Can they do it again? Now a split backs behind Chan. Chan keeps the football. He's going to run it himself, and he gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of the Bears. Flag flying on the field at the end of the play. Some extracurricular activities, but the touchdown will probably stand. Touchdown for the Bears, who are tying the game at 6 right now. I'm still waiting for the announcement on a penalty. I repeat, the flag flew in the end zone at the end of the play after the touchdown by Chan. So that was a penalty against the Bucharest Titans, a necessary roughness against Bigo Mustafa, so that will be enforced on the kickoff for the Sofia Bears. The Bears right now probably talking about the play that they're gonna try right here to put 2 more points on the board. The 2-point conversion for the Titans failed. Now there's a 2-point conversion here for the Sofia Bears, or will they try the extra point? No, they're gonna try the extra point. They're going on the classic play. Shannon Pereira is the kicker. Marin Marino was the ball holder, and it is blocked. The kick is no good, and it stays tied at 6. The kick by Shannon Pereira blocked by the Titans, and we are tied at 6 with a penalty that's going to be enforced on the kickoff against the Titans, so the Sofia Bears will have a better field position to kick that football. So both teams failing on the points after. The Bucharest Titans on a 2-point conversion, and then the Sofia Bears on the PAT. And now they're gonna kick it from their own 40. 6-6 second quarter, week number 2 of the DAFL. The Bucharest Titans hosting the Sofia Bears. Titans winning the first week 14-0 against the Bucharest Rebels. The Sofia Bears being dismantled at home by the Kragujevac Wild Boars 54-6. Asse and Turner awaits for the return. It's going to be Henry Asse from his own 5. Breaks the first tackle, stays on his feet, and finally he is brought down at their own 28. Once again, it looks like we have an injury on the field. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Abdullah Al-Turki, the player from Saudi Arabia, who's getting a tough time getting back on his feet, but looks like everything is fine for him momentarily, and he can stay in this game, even though he's gonna leave the field right here, letting somebody else to play on their next down. So 1st and 10 for the Bucharest Titans. The ball is placed right now precisely on the 30-yard line. Armstead from the shotgun. Keeps the football on the ground, and this is a great run by Henry Asse, who gains around 6 on that play. Henry Asse finding the gap after a good job by the offensive line. Officially a gain of 5. Asse stays on the backfield. Armstead again in the shotgun. 2nd and 5. Once again, Asse trying to go down the middle, but this time the gap is filled by the Sofia Bears, so nowhere to go. No gain on that play. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Titans. And probably this time Sam Armstead's going to try to create something through the air. This is probably exactly what the Sofia Bears are also anticipating right here. So it might be a surprise run from Ossie, who stays in the backfield. Two receivers on the right side, Turner and Kalimaki. Armstead, well protected, gets out of the pocket. Armstead trying to run it himself. He breaks the first tackle and gains some more. So that's going to be a first down for the Titans. Sam Armstead refusing to go down on the first tackle and powering his way for this first down as the drive continues for the Titans. The ball placed in midfield. Titans with 2 runs and 1 pass that was converted into a run by Armstead, and they're gonna stay on the ground for the 4th time in a row. And Armstead, after the fake handoff, gets another good yardage on that play. Pushed out of bounds on the right sideline. Sam Armstead with a great fake handoff to Henry Ossie, and some players from the Sofia Bears were fooled by that. And then Armstead was keeping the football, gaining around 7 on that play. 2nd and 3 coming up. There's not a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They're not blitzing. They're not putting too many pass rushers on the line of scrimmage. Talking about the Sofia Bears defense here. Armstead again from the shotgun. Henry Ossie breaks the tackle, stays on his feet, and in the end, they needed 5 guys to bring him down. But Henry Ossie with a trademark run here, first down Titans. Ossie checking out of this game. He needs to get some oxygen on the sideline. As Edward Mihai is replacing him on the running back position. We also have a flag at the end of the play, so have to wait what Vlad Rus will announce here as the penalty. Still a long talk there between Vlad Rus and the umpire George Rusu. The Bears are indicating the penalty is against the Titans. Now it looks like the penalty. Yeah, that's going to be a hold against the Titans, so a 10-yard penalty, and the down will be replayed. So 2nd and 6 here, the pass by Armstead right on cue, and what a catch by Chad Turner, who has given the Bucharest Titans another fresh set of downs. So Sam Armstead and Chad Turner connecting for over 20 yards on that play, erasing the hold. And now the football is on the Bears 26. Armstead keeps it on the ground, trying to run it on the right line, and this is a gain of around 4. That was the first run for Billy Schreiber. Henry Ossey taking a rest after a lot of load during this drive, and Billy Schreiber gaining 3 yards in the end. That's the official measurement right there. Schreiber stays behind Sam Armstead here, who plays it from the shotgun. 2nd and 7. Armstead has time, he's pressured, and it is a little bit short. Intended receiver, Chad Turner again, incomplete. 3rd down coming up with 7 yards to gain for the Titans. Of course, the Titans are adopting the tactic of playing the down as another one is coming up, because especially from this spot on the field, and not putting any pressure on the special teams, they're gonna play on the 4th down too if that's not gonna be converted. But they need a conversion here for the 3rd down in order to avoid that unpleasant situation. A man in motion here for Armstead. Moving on the right sideline is Nicolas Kalimaki. And the game is stopped. That's a false start against the Titans. A 5-yard penalty, and the 3rd down just became tougher. 3rd and 12. Armstead from the pocket down the middle. They are looking for a flag, and they got it. That's going to be a pass interference against the Sofia Bears, and the Bucharest Titans going to get a first set of downs as Chad Turner was hit. As he was looking for that football, it looked catchable, so that should stay a penalty for pass interference. And the first down for the Bucharest Titans. Of course, we're going to have to wait for the final call of Vlad Rus. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking, it matters only what the officiating crew is telling us. Well, that was a pass interference against the Sofia Bears, but there's also an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bucharest Titans. So one is warm, the other one is pretty cold. And I think that was also an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Sofia Bears too, so those two are offset. And they're going to keep the pass interference. A first down for the Titans here. First down from the 15-yard line of the Sofia Bears. Armstead from the shotgun once again. The pass is thrown right in the hands of Chad Turner. Touchdown, Titans! Chad Turner with a diagonal route right down the middle, and Sam Armstead throwing that football right on the meeting with Turner. 12-6 in favor of the Bucharest Titans, and the 2-point try coming up. The Titans getting the lead back in this game. Armstead once again from the shotgun. The ball placed on the 2-yard line. Armstead for the 2-point try. It is no good, so it stays 12-6 in favor of the Bucharest Titans in the second quarter. A 15-yard pass from Sam Orsted, his second touchdown of the game. And Chad Turner, this time is the receiver who got the football in the end zone after the first grab made by Bigo Mustafa. So Bucharest Titans with a great answer after the tying touchdown for the Sofia Bears. Once again, the points after are no good. Second time when the Bucharest Titans are failing to convert on a 2-point try. Sofia Bears tried the extra points, but that PAT was still no good. It was blocked by the special team of the Bucharest Titans. And Biga Mustafa, who was very accurate so far on the kickoffs, this time puts it low. It will be returned here for the Bears. And they are gaining a lot of yards here. Almost at the midfield, the tackle was made after the return by number 84, which is, I have to mention another player that I don't have on the roster here, prevailed by the Sofia Bears. So once again, I have to apologize for not knowing the name of the player that returned the football here, number 84. But that's a very good return. And he is giving the quarterback, Christian Chan, a very good field position here. The ball placed on their own 49. I formation here for the Bears. The ball stays on the ground, but that's great coverage from the Titans. Bigo Mustafa and Luka Roshu bringing down Shannon Pereira, who gains around 2 yards on that play. Second and 8 for the Bears. A split backs here for Chan. Only 2 receivers on this play, but Chan is looking for a throw, a deep one, and between the hands of Nikolai Georgiev, who had the edge on the defender, but it was a little bit overthrown, or maybe Nikolai Georgiev was a little bit too slow here to get to the spot in order to receive what would have been a 40-yard gain, or maybe more, because I'm not sure if the Titans would have been able to tackle him down in the case of a catch. Third and 8 for the Bears now. Down by 6 in the second quarter. Only one halfback in the backfield here. This is Chan, throws it away. Once again, the attended receiver, I think it was Nikolai Georgiev. In the same area was also Bijev. But probably the ball was for Nikolai Georgiev. Incomplete, 4th and 8 coming up.
I can't pronounce the name of the city. I know you're not from...
And it looks like the Bears are gonna keep the offense on the field, trying to convert on the 4th down. So far, the Titans had great success against 4th down during this season. Trying to get the football back. Chan in the pocket. He is hurried, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted, but that's even better for the Bucharest Titans, because an interception would have given the ball from the 22-yard line Now after the incomplete pass and after the turnover on downs, they're going to have it on a better field position from their own 48. So that's the silver line right here for the player who almost got an interception. Of course, he would have wanted to pick that football for his stats. But once again, this is better for the Bucharest Titans offense. So once again, the defense doing a great job stopping the Sofia Bears on the 4th down and leaving Sam Armstead on a great spot on the field in the second quarter, up by 6. Armstead to Ase, has some space on the left side, and Ase's keep on moving, and he gets the first down and even more. Almost a 20-yard run here for Henry Ase, who gets the chains on moving, and 1st and 10 coming up here for the Bucharest Titans. As I mentioned before, the offense looking in rhythm, getting a lot of confidence, as well as Sam Armstead. Armstead here once again for Ase. Another great gap opened by the offensive line, and Henry Ase is keep on chucking these yards. Back-to-back plays where Ase got 20 and then 6. So 26 yards on 2 plays for Ase, who checked out of the game right now. Once again, Schreiber, the halfback here behind Sam Armstead. Schreiber gets the football. He also has a lot of success here, just like Henry Ase. And we have 3 plays in a row where the Titans are getting a lot of yardage on the ground, but that's going to depend on the flag. We have a flag thrown from the Titans part of the field, so probably there's going to be a hold. Yep, that's a holding against the Titans. So unfortunately for Schreiber, his run will not stand. They're going to lose 10 yards here from the spot of the foul, and they're going to replay the 2nd down. So 2nd and 15 for the Titans. Second and 15, Armstead from the shotgun, well protected, has some time, puts it up in the air, and it is dropped at the very last moment by Bigo Mustafa. Well designed by the offensive coordinator. A drop there by Mustafa. And we have a first timeout here in the second quarter, a timeout that is called by the Bucharest Titans, trying to preserve some time. And the 3rd and 15 is coming up here after the incomplete pass. Once again, the same situation as before, as the Titans are probably not going to try to go for the home run. They don't need the 15 yards from only one play, because of course they're going to play the 4th down, as there is no special teams to execute field goal, especially from that far away from the post. That would be almost a 50-yard field goal. Not really reasonable for a team that doesn't practice field goals. So a gain of 7, 8, maybe 10 here for the Titans would make the 4th down way more manageable. Of course, they would love to get the 15 yards and even more and get closer to the red zone and also stay with the offense on the field without the pressure of turning over the ball on downs on the 4th down. So Armstead here from the shotgun, Turner in motion. Armstead keeps the football, avoids the first tackle, trying to run it by himself. And this is a great one from Sam Armstead, who won't be denied. Gets out of bounds after a great play for the Titans, but we once again are witnessing a late flag there on the field. If that's against the Titans, all that effort from Sam Armstead will be erased. Vlad Rus, the head referee, and George Rusu, the umpire, talking about it. But as we can see, they're already backing up. That's another penalty against Bigo Mustafa. An illegal block in the back is the call from Vlad Rusu. So all that run from Sam Armstead is erased right here, a 10-yard penalty, and this is becoming even tougher. This is a 3rd and 25 here for the Bucharest Titans. Armstead, long throw, Armstead for Turner, and he soars for a huge grab. Are you kidding me? Chad Turner beating Peter Tite for the catch. Timeout Titans, but that's a first down. They needed around 25. They got even more. Right on cue, Sam Armstead displaying his accuracy once again here. And what about the grab from Chad Turner, who went on the 10th floor without any elevator, without any escalator. He can really bounce up into the air. First down Titans, and they are in the red zone right now, knocking on the door once again for what could be the 3rd touchdown for them in this game. So far, this is the play of the game here. Armstead and Turner. Turner with an amazing catch high into the air. From the opposing 9, 1st and goal. Armstead throws a pick, and the Sofia Bears get the football back. This is a fumble, and they're now fighting for the possession. So this is a pick fumbled by the Bears, and the ball was alive. We're gonna have to wait and see who recovered that. Looks like the Bears are having it. The Titans are showing their direction. So a lot of events on that last play. The refs are still talking about what happened here. Armstead with a pick, and then a fumble. And now the question is, who recovered that football? Alex Marica, the center of the Bucharest Titans, trying to determine the referees to give the football back for the Titans, but they won't. That's going to be recovered by the Sofia Bears. So the Bears get the football back at their own 8, dodging the bullet here after that great catch by Turner. And now we have the confirmation from Vlad Rus. That was an interception thrown by Armstead. a fumble for the Bears, and the outcome was that the fumble was recovered also by the Sofia Bears. So they are starting from their own 8 with the back behind the wall. A lot of pressure here for Chan. Gives the football on the ground. This is a very good run for the Bears, and getting out of bounds is Atanasov. Sofia Bears escaping from a difficult situation, getting the first down right on the very first play on this drive from Atanasov, and they are now on their own 22, so a gain of 13 for Atanasov. High formation here for the Bears. Chan behind the center, keeps it once again on the ground. This is Pereira with a fullback in front of him, and this time he's gonna get around 2 yards. Timeout called by the Bears. Now the clock is working against them, and they're trying to preserve some time, exactly what the Titans were trying to do when they had the offense on the field. I'm not really sure how much time it is until the end of this first half, but it shouldn't be too much. This is exactly why the teams are burning their timeouts right here in order to stop the clock after runs. Officially a gain of 4 in the end on that last play. So 2nd and 6 coming up for the Sofia Bears. Same formation here for the Bears with a fullback and a halfback behind Chan. Chan keeps it on the ground again. Pereira on the right side, but nowhere to go. Great tackle by the Titans. It was Matei Pange made the tackle here for the Titans. Getting his team closer of recovering this possession right here. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Sofia Bears. So far they didn't have too much success on the 3rd down conversion. Chan this time's gonna throw it. Looked on the left, throws it on the right, and it is caught for a great play by Christian Milenikov. And Milenikov is brought down inside the 10. The Bears once again coming up big when they needed it most after a huge play from Christian Chan and a great reception by Christian Milenikov that rivals the catch from Chad Turner moments ago. Unfortunately for the Titans, they did not convert after that. Sam Armstead throwing a pick a few plays later. Let's see here if the Sofia Bears can make the most out of it. Well, unfortunately for the Bears, there is no time left in the 2nd quarter, so that's the first half. That will do it with a great catch, but that's going to be just for us, not going to get any points on the board. So the halftime score is Bucharest Titans 12, Sofia Bears 6. Stay with us. We're going to be right back with you after the half. Week 2 of the DAFL, the Bucharest Titans and the Sofia Bears are ready to resume the game played in the capital city of Romania. The Titans up by 6, 12-6 the score. After a very disputed first half, the Titans are going to have the football back, and we are underway after the kickoff by the French Clément Gatouillat. And a good return here for Chad Turner, who is stopped around his own 35. So Sam Armstead ready to control the offense once again. Armstead with 2 touchdown passes. Also 2 picks during this game. One very costly at the end of the first half when the Titans had the opportunity of getting their 3rd touchdown in this game. Looks like we have a timeout here. The sticks were not set yet, and now they are. So from their own 35, the Bucharest Titans with the first offensive play of the second half. First and 10, Armstead keeps the football on the ground. Henry Ossey, and he is tackled down after a gain of around 3. A tackle made by Stefan Stamenov. Maximum 2-yard gain here for Henry Ossey. Ossey stays in the back. Armstead on the shotgun. Armstead. That's a lob straight into the hands of Chad Turner. And that's going to be a catch. First down, Titans. Once again, the connection between Armstead and Turner is secured. And the Titans advancing in the Bears' territory right here. First and 10 for the Titans, a man in motion. It was Nicolas Kalimaki, and the game is stopped here. A flag coming from behind. And that's going to be a penalty probably against the Titans. Still waiting for the announcement from Vlad Rus. And yep, that's a false start against the Bucharest Titans. Once again, the head referee Vlad Rus, the umpire George Rusu, line judge Cristi Baltă, the down judge is Cătălin Boieriu, side judge Vlad Tiberiu, and Valentin Oinaru is the field judge. So this is the officiating crew here for the Titans versus the Bears. As it started to rain here in Bucharest, 12-6 in favor of the Titans. This is a pass from Armstead, once again caught. Turner stays on his feet, and he will go the distance. Touchdown, Titans! How did he do it? Chad Turner was Houdini, escaping the defense after what looked like to be a backwards play, but he was able to get away from the tackles, and now the Titans are up 18-6. Once again, the Titans are gonna go for the 2-point try. None of them was converted during the first half of this game. Both 2-point tries failed, but they'll try to change the outcome now. Wow, that's a penalty right here. That's a penalty against the Titans, so the touchdown is cancelled. A face mask against the Titans, so a face mask that gives the Bears a break. A 15-yard penalty here for the Titans. And now Armstead throwing again in the end zone. Big O Mustafa! And that's a touchdown! A 28-yard strike from Sam Armstead for Big O Mustafa, and the Bucharest Titans, after getting the touchdown erased due to a face mask, are striking again. Touchdown Titans! 18-6 the score, so the 2-point try that we were waiting for is coming up next. Armstead, pressured, stays in the pocket, throws into the end zone, incomplete. And it stays 18-6 in favor of the Bucharest Titans. Sam Armstead once again connecting with Big O Mustafa. That's the second touchdown of this game for Mustafa. Third touchdown pass from Sam Armstead. And right now it's pouring right here in Bucharest. What looked to be a great day for football is right now heavy rain. The game will resume here with the Bucharest Titans kicking the football once again. And that's not going to be returned, and it goes out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty for the Titans. Right now the rain is making the broadcast very difficult here. Even though the game continues, of course. Unfortunately, we're going to have to stop the broadcast for the moment. We're going to be back if the weather conditions will allow us. So the game right here continues. It is an 18-6 in favor of the Titans.